Good morning and welcome back to Bert Lacasse Park and Super Sunday of the 2025 Ontario Men's AAA National Qualifying Tournament. We are down to 7 teams that remain now from a original field of 18. So 3 games happening here in the 10 o'clock time slot. Our live featured game this morning will be the visiting team, the Thornhill Reds, taking on the home team for this game, the Waterloo Tigers. The other 2 games happening in this time slot over at Soulier Field. It is the Ajax Spartans who will be taking on the Etobicoke Rangers. And at the main stadium, it will be the Sarnia Brigade taking on the Leaside Leafs. In the undefeated game, the Windsor Stars draw the bye for this round. So we're just about ready to go here from Lacasse Park. Starting pitcher Nathan Laird just finishing up his warm-up pitches, and he'll be right back to start here in a few minutes. So first pitch incoming from starting pitcher Nathan Laird as that one misses up and into second baseman Kravis Batts. And we are underway here from Lacasse Park for today's action at the National Qualifying Tournament. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That pitch fouled back and out of play. Going to even the count now at 1-1. Laird comes set. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That one misses down for a ball. So the count now, 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That one belted to right field. That's going to get down and into the corner. Kravis Batts on the move here. That's off the base of the fence. Good strong throw back into the infield.
Good job.
And that is a leadoff double for Kravis Batts to start the top of the first here for the Thornhill Reds.
Left fielder number 13, Anthony Silvera.
Anthony Silvera, the next batter here for the Reds, playing left field today. And first pitch to Silvera in there for a called strike. So no balls, 1 strike to count. Laird with the long look at second. Here's the pitch. Slider popped up on the infield. Second baseman Varun Krish going to camp under that. He'll make the catch. And Silvera's down for the first out here in the top of the first inning.
Right fielder number 7, Andres Douglas.
As we've done for past broadcasts, I do have pages open here for the other games that are happening this morning. We'll try and fire off some updates throughout the broadcast from those games that are happening as well. Just keep everyone in the loop with what's happening. First pitch to right fielder Andreas Boglis is swung on and missed for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one fouled back and out of play by Boglis. So Laird way up here, 0-2 in this at bat. So Laird has his sign and comes set. Here's the pitch. That curveball drops in there for a called strike 3. And just like that, after the leadoff double, Laird able to retire the next 2 batters.
Kimber.
So 2 outs now. That's going to bring up the first baseman, veteran Warren Kember. Bats takes his lead from second base. Here's the first pitch. Changeup swung on and missed for strike 1. Laird set at the belt. Bats takes a couple of extra steps on his lead. Here's the pitch. That one in the dirt, but good block there from the catcher, Brady Hall. Keeps Bats at second base. If you do pop onto the feed today, the chat is open. Feel free to fire us off a message. Let us know where you're watching from. You can see my mom has already said hello, so happy you guys are watching from New Brunswick. That pitch misses down for a ball, so count now 2 balls and 1 strike. So Laird set. Here comes the pitch. Curveball hit towards right field. Right fielder makes their way in, makes the loud call. And the catch made there by Justin Skorupski. And that is all for the Thornhill Reds here in the top half of the first inning. No runs on 1 hit. There were no Waterloo errors. And the Reds leave 1 runner on base.
Thornhill in the top of the first. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors.
So the score after 1/2 inning of play here from Bert Lacasse Park, it is the Thornhill Reds, no score, with the Waterloo Tigers coming to bat in the bottom of the first. We'll be right back just after a short break. So just about ready to rock here in the bottom of the first inning as Thornhill Reds right-hander Philip Arturi takes the mound here today. battery mate behind the plate is number 24, Dionysus Chialtis. So Arturi all done with his warm-up pitches. Looks like we're ready to go here in the bottom of the first.
Leading off for the Waterloo Tigers, the center fielder, number 27, Sean Skorupski.
Excellent crew of umpires we have working today, and throughout watching the weekend, all the crews have been doing great, but today's crew at third base is Mr. Matt Tyler. First base is Mr. Stephen Gomes, and behind the dish is Mr. Jeff Stollard. So Arturi all set. Here's the first pitch in the bottom of the first. That slider finds the inside corner for strike one. Sean Skorupski, the center fielder, leading things off as he fouls one back into the netting for strike two. So 0-2 the count here on the center fielder Skorupski. Here's the pitch from Arturi. Slider just misses the outside corner for ball one. Jack Symington due up second for the Tigers this inning. The shortstop Sean Alp due up third. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground towards third base, and that's going to get through and into the outfield for a leadoff single for Sean Skorupski.
First baseman, number 33, Jack Symington.
I'm not sure how much of the chatter from out the weekend has been caught on my microphones, but I'll tell you what, teams have had me laughing to myself here the whole weekend. Comment from the Waterloo bench there that they've got the no-no out of the way. So Skorupski takes his lead from first baseman Jack Symington at the plate. Arturi going to check on the runner at first. They are back safely. I'll do my best to keep up with the count and stuff here, but right now they are having some technical issues with the scoreboard here at Bert Lacasse. So hopefully they get it up and going, but for now we'll do our best to keep track of the count, stuff like that. Runner takes off, ball hit to center field. Gagliardi looks like he has a beat on that one. He'll make the catch, so Skorupski makes his way back to first. And Symington is the first out here in the bottom of the second inning. So shortstop Sean Alp going to dig in for his first at bat of the day. Skorupski with his lead from first. Here's the pitch. Changeup swung on and missed for strike one. Arturi comes set. Here's the pitch. Runner takes off. Ball popped up on the infield. Shortstop Argenis Paz camps under that one. He will make the catch. And again, Skorupski makes his way back to first.
Number 12, Max Todd.
So, just like in the top half of the inning, the Tigers able to get their leadoff man aboard, but 2 quick outs to follow. So, that's going to bring up the third baseman, Max Todd. Arturi comes set. Here's the first pitch. Slider that just misses down for ball one. One 1-0 pitch. That one hit on the ground towards short. Paz makes his way over, throws to second, and they're able to get Skorupski by about half a step. And that's all for the Waterloo Tigers here in the bottom half of the first inning. Same story as the top of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. 1 inning of play in the books here at Bert Lacasse Park. It is scoreless between the Waterloo Tigers and the Thornhill Reds. The other games going on, we do have the Sarnia game against Leaside. I'm following them on Game Changer, so I will be able to offer updates through that game. I'll see if I can get some updates from the Etobicoke Ajax game as that's happening. But for right now, the Sarnia Leaside game is in the bottom of the first inning. Looks like Sarnia went, they had a player reach on an error, but nothing across. And then Leaside is currently batting right now in the bottom of the first inning. Looks like the pitching matchup in that one for Leaside is Noah Falkenberg. And throwing for the Sarnia Brigade is Greg Ross. So that should be a great one at the stadium. We'll keep tabs on that one for you and offer some updates as we progress through this one here. So we'll take a short break and we'll be right back here for the top of the second inning. So welcome back to Lacasse Park, top of the second inning, just getting underway as third baseman Demarius Shepard steps in for Thornhill. First pitch from right-hander Nathan Laird misses inside for ball 1. And if you're joining in on our live stream this morning, thank you for joining us here on the live stream. We appreciate you spending some of your Sunday with us. That fastball finds the outside corner for strike 1. Evens the count now 1-1. Designated hitter Patrick Orr due up second this inning with the shortstop Argenis Paz due up third. 1-1 pitch from Laird. That changeup misses up in the zone for a ball. Laird set. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That ball laced down the left field line, but that is going to slice foul and out of play into the Waterloo bullpen. Count even now at 2-2. Two-two pitch from Laird. That slider down and in. Good hold there by Shepard. As the count now runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I got a few text messages out, Jansen, so hopefully I'll get some responses back and get some updates that way. Full count pitch incoming here from Laird. Fastball hit towards left center field. Left fielder coming in. They're going to make the catch there, though, as Nolan Misa able to track that one down in the gap. And Shepard is down for the first out here in the top of the second inning. So next batter for Thornhill is the designated hitter, number 4, Pat Orr. No score here as we play in the top of the second inning at Bert Lacasse Park. between the Waterloo Tigers and the Thornhill Reds. Dan Esty on the mic here, bringing you live action from the Men's AAA National Qualifying Tournament. Thank you for joining us this morning. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Laird. Slider that misses up in the zone for ball 2. So Laird going to take a second to regroup here. He's back on the mound now and ready to go. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball, that's going to be belted back and out of play to my right. So counting out 2 balls and 1 strike. That ball popped up on the infield. Looks like the catcher is going to have a play on it, but wind just pushes it out. So that one fell. So count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. That fastball just sails up and in. So count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Laird with the long look in. Has his sign now. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed by Orr. And he is down on strikes for the second out of the inning.
Shortstop number 10, Argenis Paz.
So 2 outs now here in the top of the second. Argenis Paz, the Thornhill shortstop, will be the next batter. Here's the first pitch from Laird. That ball belted towards center field. Looked like it might have been off the end of the bat, though, and that is going to drop in front of Sean Skorupski. And that is a 2-out single for Paz. And that will bring up the catcher for Thornhill, Dionysus Chialtis.
Catcher number 24, Dionysus Chialtis.
So 2 outs here. The catcher, Chialtis, going to dig in for his first at bat of the day. Here's the first pitch. Fastball in the inside corner, called strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Good hack there from Chialtis, but fouls that one back and out of play for strike 2. So Laird way up in this at bat now, 0-2. Argenis Paz, the runner at first. No score in this one so far as we play in the top of the second inning. Happy you're able to join in with us today. That pitch swung on and missed. And that is all for the Reds here in the top half of the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. 1.5 innings of play in the books here from Bert Lacasse Park. It remains scoreless between the Thornhill Reds and Waterloo Tigers. We'll take a short break and be right back for the bottom half of the second here in a few minutes. Apologies, there was one hit that inning and one runner left on base. We do have a couple of updates I guess we'll get to now from the other two games that are happening right now. Over at the stadium, after one inning of play, it is the Leaside Leafs who lead the Sarnia Brigade in the undefeated game by a score of 3-0. Meanwhile, over at Soulier Field, in the top of the first inning with the Etobicoke Rangers still batting, they currently lead that game over the Ajax Spartans 8-0. So again, we'll keep tabs on both of those games for you and keep everyone in the loop here as we continue live coverage here from Bert Lacasse Park for our feature game between Thornhill and Waterloo. So Nolan Misa going to lead things off here for Waterloo in the bottom half of the second inning. That ball hit hard to right field, but right fielder is there to make the catch as Andreas Boglis brings that one in for the first out of the inning.
Right fielder number 5, Justin Skorupski.
That pitch belted to left field. Looks like it might be trouble. Left fielder making their way over, though, and what a catch is Anthony Silvera able to bring that one in. Off the bat of Justin Skorupski.
Second baseman number 25.
Just like that, a couple of pitches, a couple of outs here for
Magario.
2 outs here for Philip Arturi in this inning. That's going to bring up the Tigers' second baseman, Varun Krish. First pitch to Krish, misses down and away for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Slider that's hit towards right center field. Center fielder Jack Gagliardi going to make his way over in the gap. He'll make the catch. And a quick 3-up, 3-down inning here for Philip Arturi in the bottom of the second. We head now to the top of the third inning here at Bert Lacasse Park. The score remains Waterloo 0 and Thornhill 0. We'll take a short break and be right back to the top of the third inning.
After 2 innings. Jack Gagliardi.
So center fielder Jack Gagliardi going to lead things off here in the top of the third for the Thornhill Reds. He takes a pitch down for ball one from Tigers right-hander Nathan Laird. Back to the top of the order after this with second baseman Travis Batts waiting on deck. And the left fielder Anthony Silvera due up third. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball that just misses down and away for ball two. And we'll try every half inning to keep getting to updates from the other games for you. I know a few people are asking, reaching out through all of our platforms. So count now 3-0 here to Jack Gagliardi. So we lead off the top of the third inning here, scoreless between the Waterloo Tigers and Thornhill Reds so far. Good fastball there that finds the zone at the knees for strike one. That one misses just up for a ball. So Gagliardi going to make his way down to first with the walk. The leadoff man aboard here for the Reds.
Second baseman number 8, Travis Batts.
First pitch in there for strike one to Travis Batts. 1-for-1 today, had a double in the top of the first, but was stranded there. That pitch fouled back into the backstop for strike two. So 0-2 the count. So Bat stays alive here, is fouling that ball out of play for keeping the count here at 0-2. Here's the pitch. Another fastball. That one just misses the outside corner for ball one. Pretty handy looking pitch there. Here's the pitch. That one going to catch Bats in the leg. So he's going to make his way down to first. So a little bit of trouble here now in this inning.
As the number 13, Anthony Silvera.
Reds have a pair of runners on here now via a walk and a hit pitch. Left fielder Anthony Silvera going to step in now. Silvera 0-for-1, popped out to second base. So Laird set. Here's the pitch. Tipped into the catcher's mitt for strike one. So 0-1 the count here. Runner fakes going there, but that one taken for a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike the count after the check down to first. Here's the pitch. Good fastball in at the knees for strike 2. So I believe the count here, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Second baseman creeping in. Here's the pitch from Laird. That slider up and in for ball 3. Here's the pitch from Laird. Swung on and missed by Silvera. Big out there for Laird as he collects the strikeout for the first out of the inning.
Right fielder number 7, Andres Boglis.
So runners remain, first and second here. Right fielder Andreas Boglis going to step in now. First pitch from Laird. Changeup swung on and missed for strike 1. So 0-1 the count. First baseman Warren Kember waits on deck. Here's the pitch. Fastball up and in for ball 1. Evens the count now, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That one belted to right field. Going to send the right fielder back a few steps, but they look camped under that. Here's the catch. Yeah. Good strong throw there from the Waterloo right fielder, Justin Skorupski. Cut off by Sean Alpin. Almost had bats at first. So after all that, we have runners now at the corners with 2 outs.
Warren Kember.
After the F9. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Warren Kember, as we're going to have a trip to the mound by the Waterloo coach. So while we're doing that, we will go and have a peek for some updates here. Over at the stadium, after 2 complete innings of play, it is the Leaside Leafs 3, the Sarnia Brigade no score. And then for the other game at Soulier, the only update we had been given so far is that the Etobicoke Rangers were leading that game in the top of the first 8-0 over the Ajax Spartans. So we will keep an eye on both of those games. As soon as I get an update from that Etobicoke game, we'll throw it up. But Sarnia game on Game Changer, so you can follow that one if you wish. Runner takes off to second. Travis Batt's going to be in there safely standing up. So that first pitch to Kember, a ball. Laird set. Here comes the pitch. That one up and away for a ball as well. 2-0 the count. Doesn't seem like as much fun as watching a baseball game, Jansen. 2-0 count here on Kember. Here's the pitch from Laird. Curveball drops in there for strike one. Another update in from our good friend Drew Roberts over at the Ajax game. After one inning of play there, it is the Etobicoke Rangers 12 and the Ajax Spartans 2. That ball is fouled back and out of play for strike two. Again, for our live action here, no score so far, but the Thornhill Reds threatening here in the top half of the third inning with runners at second and third with 2 outs. 2-2 count here on the batter, Warren Kember. Here's the pitch from Laird. Fastball belted towards left field, but Nolan Misa going to camp under that. He'll make the catch. And Nathan Laird able to skate out of this first round of trouble here in this game as nothing across there for the Reds in the top of the third inning.
For Thornhill in the top of the third, no runs on no hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left.
So for the Reds in the top of the third inning, no runs on no hits, no Waterloo errors, and there were 2 runners left on base. The score after 2.5 innings of play here from Bert Lacasse Park, it is scoreless between the Waterloo Tigers and Thornhill Reds. Flip back and have a quick look here and see what's going on in our other action. Just underway in the top of the third inning at the stadium. The Leaside Leafs continue to lead that game by a score of 3-0 over the Sarnia Brigade in the undefeated game. And after 1 inning of play at Soulier Field, it is the Etobicoke Rangers 12, the Ajax Spartans 2. We'll take a quick break as Philip Arturi gets ready for the bottom of the third. We'll be right back for day 3 action of the 2025 Ontario Men's AAA National Qualifying Tournament. Stay tuned. All right, we're back for the bottom of the third inning. 8-9-1 due up here for the Waterloo Tigers against Thornhill Reds right-hander Philip Arturi. The catcher Brady Hall due up first. DH Nick Farron due up second. And back to the top of the order with center fielder Sean Skorupski due up third this inning as that fastball misses outside for ball 2. And for those joining us on our stream, welcome and thank you for taking some time with us here on this Sunday at the Men's AAA National Qualifier as Brady Hall flies out to center fielder Jack Gagliardi for the first out here in the bottom of the third. So number 9 hitter today for the Tigers is designated hitter Nick Farron. First pitch from Arturi, fastball up and in for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Slider down in the dirt for ball 2. Again, if you're on with us, chat is open. Feel free to fire us off a message, a question. Let us know where you're watching from as that slider finds the outside corner for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Another slider. That one going to find the inside corner for strike 2. So quickly, the count even up here, 2-2. Here's the pitch. That one up and over the head of Farron for ball 3. So count full now, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here as we play in the bottom of the 3rd inning. No score between Thornhill and Waterloo. Here's the full count pitch. Slider that misses inside for ball 4. So Nick Farron going to make his way down to first with the walk.
Center fielder number 27, Sean Skorupski.
We are back to the top of the order with center fielder Sean Skorupski coming to the plate. First pitch to Skorupski misses for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. That pitch going to find the inside corner for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Another good fastball there. That finds the outside corner that time for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Nick Farron, the runner at first, he takes his lead. Arturi has his sign and comes set. Here's the pitch. Slider that's up in the zone for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Arturi has his sign and comes set. That ball hit hard. That's going to get past the shortstop pass and into left field for a single. And the Waterloo Tigers with their first spread of the day now.
Jack Symington.
They have runners currently now on first and second. Good day so far for Sean Skorupski as he now has a pair of hits. First fastball to first baseman Jack Symington in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to count. Here's the pitch. That slider going to catch Symington in the hip. He's going to make his way down to first, and now the Tigers have the bases loaded with 1 out. Number 3 hitter Sean Alf coming to the plate.
Sean Alf.
So bases loaded here for shortstop Sean Alp as he takes a fastball away for ball 1. That pitch missing inside for ball 2. So 2-0 count here for Alp. Worked his way into a good hitter's count here. No room for him on the bases though. They are full of Waterloo Tigers. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball, that one they called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to count now on Alp. That ball chopped to third, but it is foul. So count even now, 2-2 as Reds right-hander Philip Arturi tries to navigate his first jam of the game. Corners in for the Reds. Middle infield back at double play depth. So catcher Dionysus Chialtis going to make a trip out to have a chat with Philip Arturi. So it looks like we're all set to go here. Count 2-2. Pitcher going to step off again. That ball belted past the third baseman. 1 run coming in. Second runner getting the wave. Bobbled by the left fielder, so both runs going to come in. And the Waterloo Tigers strike first in this one as they lead now 2-0 on a 2-run single from Sean Alp. So we have a quick mound visit here, so we'll quickly go and update the one game we do have access to. It is the Leaside Leafs leading the Sarnia Brigade by a score of 3-1 now as they play in the bottom of the third inning.
Third baseman number 12, Max Todd.
So mound visit over. We have third baseman Max Todd coming up now. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Arturi has his sign and comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed by Todd for strike 1. Jack Symington, the runner at second for the Tigers. Sean Alp with the big 2-run single, the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Another changeup swung on and missed for strike 2. Ball chopped foul over by the Waterloo dugout. Count remains 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Belted to left field. That is going to get down for a single. Jack Symington getting the wave. Here's the throw in from Silvera, but not in time. Throw to second. And Alp back safely. That is a run-scoring single for Max Todd. And the Waterloo Tigers increase their lead here to 3-0.
Number 19, Nolan Misa.
So left fielder Nolan Misa at the plate now. Chopped up the middle, grabbed there by Kravis Batts. They get the force out at second base as Max Todd is out. Well, we have runners on the corners now with 2 outs.
Right fielder number 5, Justin Skorupski.
So Misa reaches on the fielder's choice, puts runners at the corners now with 2 out. Right fielder Justin Skorupski as the runner takes off to second. No throw. So Misa going to be in safely at second. A pair of runners in scoring position here again. Here's the pitch. Curveball in there for strike 2. So 0-2. Sarturi trying to stop the bleeding here at 3. Here's the pitch. Changeup swung on and missed. Justin Skorupski down on strikes to end the inning. But the Waterloo Tigers finally break the deadlock as they push 3 runs across. They get 3 runs on 3 hits.
For Waterloo in the bottom of the third, 3 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left. The score after 3 innings, Waterloo 3 and Thornhill no score.
So 3 runs on 3 hits for the Waterloo Tigers in the home half of the 3rd inning. No Thornhill errors. And the Tigers leave a pair of runners on base. 3 innings in the books here from Bert Lacasse Park. The score right now, the Waterloo Tigers 3 and the Thornhill Reds no score. Checking for updates in our other games that are happening today. Over at the stadium, the Brigade did get a run back in the top of the 3rd inning, but the Leaside Leafs have answered right back. They currently lead that game by a score of 4-1 as they play in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Still no update from the Etobicoke Ajax game, but again, once we get an update, we will make sure to pass that along to everyone.
Leading off the top of the 4th for the Thornhill Reds, the 3rd baseman, number 44, Demarius Shepard.
So we're all set for the top of the 4th inning. 3rd baseman Demarius Shepard leads things off. Takes a fastball up and in for ball 1. One 0 pitch coming from Laird. That pitch down in the dirt for ball 2. So we'll see what Thornhill has in the tank here as they give up 3 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. See if they can answer back here against right-hander Nathan Laird. Following Shepard, it will be the DH Patrick Orr. And the shortstop, Argenis Paz, due up 3rd. That fastball swung on and missed for strike 1. So 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Another fastball swung on and missed for strike 2. That ball hit hard to the outfield. Nolan Misa making his way back. He'll camp under it and make the catch. And Demarius Shepard is the first out here in the top of the 4th.
Designated hitter number 4, Patrick Orr.
So designated hitter Patrick Orr going to step in now with 1 out. First pitch from Laird. Fastball popped up towards left field. Going to be a bit of a long run for Nolan Misa, but he's able to make the catch. And Pat Orr is down for the 2nd out of the inning.
Shortstop number 10, Argenis Paz.
So 2 outs, the shortstop, Argenis Paz, going to step in, and I don't know if you can hear it on my microphone behind me, but it sounds like we have an Argenis Paz fan club here today. Been following around all weekend, which is great to see. Here's the first pitch. Curveball that misses away for ball 1. So 1-0 the count. As Laird comes set. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Paz. That ball hit hard to third base. That's going to be off the glove of third baseman Max Todd and into left field. So that one going to get ruled an error.
Catcher number 24, Dionysus Chelstitz.
So the inning extended here for the Reds as the catcher Dionysus Chelstitz steps in now. That ball popped a mile high on the infield. A little bit of miscommunication there for a second, but second baseman Varun Krish going to come in and take control. He makes the catch. And that's all for the Reds here in the top half of the 4th inning. No runs, no hits. 1 error and 1 runner left on base.
For Thornhill in the top of the 4th, no runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left.
So the score after 3 1/2 innings of play here from Bert Lacasse Park in Tecumseh. It is the Waterloo Tigers 3 and the Thornhill Reds no score. Quick update in from Soulier Field. After 2 complete innings of play there, it is the Etobicoke Rangers 12 and the Ajax Spartans 4. So they are just hitting to the top of the 3rd inning in that game. Meanwhile, in the game over at the big stadium, the Leaside Leafs continue to add to their lead over the Sarnia Brigade as they now lead that game 5-1 as they are just starting the top of the 4th inning there. So we'll keep tabs on both those games for you as we continue throughout our live coverage here between Waterloo and Thornhill. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back for the bottom of the 4th.
The Waterloo Tigers, second baseman number 25, Varun Krishna Magaru.
So we are off to the bottom of the 4th inning. Second baseman Varun Krish leading things off. He takes the slider down the right field line, but that is going to drift foul into the Thornhill bullpen. So 0-1 the count. Reds right-hander Philip Arturi into his 4th inning of work. Here's the pitch. Fastball hit down the left field line, but that is going to go foul past a running Reggie Kudstia down at third in the third base coach's box. So 0-2 the count here on Krish. Fastball popped up. That's going to be back and out of play just to the right of us. Another 0-2 pitch. And another fly ball that's going to drift foul. And great to see lots of visitors here on the stream this morning. Thank you for taking some time with us here Sunday morning. Super Sunday here at the Men's AAA National Qualifier. 0-2 pitch. That one misses up in the zone for ball one. 7 teams remaining in this one now. 6 in action in this round, with the Windsor Stars getting a bye into the final 5. That slider popped up on the infield. This one will be playable as second baseman Kravis Batts makes the call and makes the catch for the first out here in the home half of the 4th.
Catcher number 28, Brady Hall.
So catcher Brady Hall due up next. First pitch from Arturi is a slider on the outside corner for strike 1. Arturi set. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball hit towards right center field. Few steps to his right for Jack Gagliardi. He makes the catch. And there are 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 4th.
Designated hitter number 35, Nick Farron.
So 2 outs here, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Nick Farron. As he takes a fastball that might have been a little bit low, but still pretty close to the zone. So 1 strike here. 0-1 the count. There's the pitch. Changeup swung on and missed by Farron for strike 2. So 0-2 the count. That pitch down in the dirt for a ball. Good block there from the catcher, Chialtis. So count evened up now at 2-2. Here's the pitch. That slider up for ball 3. So Farron able to work himself back into a full count here. Top of the order, waiting on deck in center fielder Sean Skorupski. Good pitch there as that one swung through and missed by Farron. He's down on strikes. And that is the side retired here in the bottom of the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left on base. 4 innings of play in the books from Bert Lacasse Park. The score remains the Waterloo Tigers 3 and the Thornhill Reds no score.
The score after 4 innings, Waterloo 3 and Thornhill no score.
We'll go and have a quick peek at some other action that's happening right now, see if we have any updates to give at the stadium at Micmac Park. Things are status quo there. Score remains 5-1 Leaside Leafs over the Sarnia Brigade. The Brigade batting in the top of the 4th of that one. They have a pair of runners on right now with nobody out though. So it looks like they might have something going there against Leaside right-hander Noah Falkenberg. And the last update we had for you from over at Soulier Field after 2 innings there, it was the Etobicoke Rangers 12 and the Ajax Spartans 4. So we'll keep eyes there for updates as we keep going here. There'll be a little bit of a gap between these next 2 sets of games as they're will have to be a draw following this set of games for the teams remaining to see who's going to play who, as well as who will receive the bye in the final 5. So we will be making our way over to Micmac. We don't know which game we're going to be covering at 2 o'clock yet, though, as those matchups are yet to be determined. But this is the final game to be played here at Lacasse Park. So while we are on the air, would like to give a huge thank you to Jamie Kell and Marty Deschamps and all the team here with the Tecumseh Thunder, who have been absolutely fabulous here all weekend and in taking care of us, taking care of the fields, making sure the teams were taken care of. So we give a huge thank you to them for everything they've done this year as well. So we are off to the top of the 5th inning here with Thornhill Reds center fielder Jack Gagliardi leading things off. Be back to the top of the order after this with second baseman Kravis Batts due up second and left fielder Anthony Silvera due up third. The 0-1 pitch fouled away by Gagliardi. So the count now is 0-2. So here comes the 0-2 pitch from Laird. That one hit on the ground to second base. Krish up with that one over to first. And Jack Gagliardi is down here for the first out in the top of the 5th inning.
Second baseman number 8, Kravis Batts.
Mac Major joining us on the stream. Thanks for the kind words, Mac. Glad you're joining in this morning. Slider drops in for strike 1 to Kravis Batts. Kravis 1 for 1 today. A double and was hit by a pitch in his last at bat. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one hit on the ground to third base. Max Todd up with that one across the diamond and in time to retire Batts for the second out of the inning.
Left fielder number 13, Anthony Silvera.
So 2 outs as we play here in the top of the 5th. Left fielder Anthony Silvera going to make his way to the plate. Currently 3-0 for the Waterloo Tigers in this one over the Thornhill Reds. Happy to be able to bring you live action from this year's Men's AAA National Qualifying Tournament. First pitch from Laird. Fastball tipped into the catcher's mitt for strike 1. Laird has his sign. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That ball belted down the left field line, but well foul and out of play. So 0-2 the count here on Silvera. Right fielder Andreas Bogelis waits on deck if the inning is extended. Sounds like we do have some action down in the Thornhill pen. We'll try and get a look at who that is here in a few minutes. 0-2 pitch. Ooh, catches Silvera in the helmet, so obviously no intent there for sure, just a pitch that got away from Laird. So Silvera looks like he's okay. He's going to make his way to first.
Right fielder number 7, Andreas Bogelis.
So Silvera makes his way down. Looks like he's okay, which is good. Right fielder Andreas Bogelis steps in. And a few messages coming through to me here by a whole bunch of things, but we will do some updates after this inning. We'll see what we got for scores in other games. First pitch to Bogless. Misses down for a ball. That pitch in there for strike one, so evens the count now at 1-1. That pitch belted down the left field line, but foul into the Waterloo bullpen. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to count here on Bogless. Anthony Silvera, the runner at first for the Reds, he takes his lead. Here's the pitch from Laird. Change up, swung on and missed. Tag applied by the catcher to complete the out. And that is all for the Thornhill Reds in the top of the 5th inning.
For Thornhill in the top of the 5th, no runs on no hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left.
So for Thornhill in the top half of the 5th inning, no runs on no hits. There were no Waterloo errors. And the Reds leave 1 runner on base. As we head to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Bert Lacasse Park, the score remains the Waterloo Tigers 3 and the Thornhill Reds no score. As promised, we are going to get to a couple of updates here from other games happening in our CABC out-of-town scoreboard. So at the Soulier Diamond right now, after 3 complete innings of play, it is the Etobicoke Rangers 12 and the Ajax Spartans 6. So that's after 3 innings of play over there. Thank you to Drew Roberts for helping us out there, shooting off some updates to us. Meanwhile, at the big stadium at Micmac Park, the game there between the Leaside Leafs and the Sarnia Brigade. Sarnia does a little bit of chipping away in their half of the 4th inning as they're playing in the bottom of the 4th inning right now. And the Leaside Leafs continue to lead that game, but by a score of 5-3. So again, we'll keep tabs on those games for everyone that's joining us here on the stream. The Leaside Leafs Sarnia Brigade game can be found on Game Changer if you have that app. So you can follow that game there if you don't want to follow our live action. We are into the bottom of the 5th inning of our featured matchup in this round, as we have the Waterloo Tigers and Thornhill Reds in this one. First pitch from Philip Arturi. That pitch is bunted foul down the 3rd base line. Try there by leadoff man Sean Skorupski. So he'll make his way back to the plate. Good day so far for Skorupski. 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Scored 1 of 3 runs today for the Tigers. Philip Arturi still on the mound here for the Reds into his 5th inning of work. Here's the pitch. That ball belted towards shortstop. Paz able to come up with that one across the diamond and able to retire Skorupski by about a step for the first out here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
First baseman number 33, Jack Symington.
Sorry, I'm going to update our scoreboard there. couple of guys that can fly in this game with Sean Skorupski for Waterloo and Travis Batts for the Reds. That was just a routine ground ball, but that play made pretty close at first by Skorupski. Jack Simonton takes that pitch for a strike. 0-1. Another good fastball there from Arturi, finds the outside corner for strike 2. That pitch hit down the left field line, and that is going to get down for a single. Symington makes the turnaround first, but he will stay there.
Shortstop number 39, Sean Elf.
So Symington at first with 1 out after the single to left field, his first hit of the day. That's going to bring up shortstop Sean Elp. Currently 1 for 2 with a 2-run single in his last at bat to get the scoring going for the Tigers in that 3rd inning. Count is 0-1. Here's the pitch from Arturi. Slider that's popped up. Catcher going to come back and give it a look. That's just going to be just over my head and off the grandstand here at Lacasse Park. So the count now 0-2. Symington, his lead from first. Couple of checks from Arturi. Here's the pitch. That fastball runs inside for a ball. So the count now 1-2 on Alp. There goes Symington to second. That pitch misses down. Throw down to second base. Just a bit late as Symington able to steal second. So the Tigers with another runner in scoring position here with less than 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Alp. He swings and misses that slider, and he is down on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning.
Third baseman number 12, Max Todd.
So 2 outs here. That's going to bring up the 3rd baseman, Max Todd. Todd 1 for 2 today. He had a fielder's choice and a single in his last at bat as he belts that one to right field. Going to be a tough play, long run for the right fielder as he slips just by the foul line. But Bogless able to hang on to that one. And that is all for the Tigers here in the home half of the 5th inning.
For Waterloo in the bottom of the 5th, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left. The score after 5 innings, Waterloo 3, Thornhill no score.
So for Waterloo in the home half of the 5th inning, they scored no runs on 1 hit. There were no Thornhill errors, and Waterloo leaves 1 runner on base. And cruise on here at Bert Lacasse Park. We're off to the top of the 6th inning. The score remains the Waterloo Tigers 3, the Thornhill Reds no score. We're going to take a short break. I'm going to get some water, and we'll be right back for the top half of the 6th inning here after a brief pause. So welcome back to Lacasse Park. We are set for the top of the 6th inning. First pitch to Reds first baseman Warren Kember is up in the zone for ball 1. Pretty tidy game so far from Waterloo starter Nathan Laird as he works into his 6th inning. No runs allowed so far, only allowed 2 hits to this point in the game. The Reds looking to try and chip into this lead now as getting late in this one. 1-1 pitch, that one misses down as well for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. Third baseman Demarius Shepard due up second. The designated hitter Patrick Orr due third this inning for Thornhill. 2-1 pitch, fastball that finds the outside corner for strike 2. That pitch just misses.
Third baseman number 44, Demarius Shepard.
So that's a leadoff walk for Kember as he makes his way down to first. Oops. Wrong button on our scoreboard. Third baseman Demarius Shepard going to step in now. First pitch from Nathan Laird popped up on the infield. Sean Elp makes his way over. Looks like he's going to camp under that. He'll make the catch. And that is the first out here in the top of the 6th inning.
Designated hitter number 4, Patrick Orr.
So 1 out. Patrick Orr going to step in now. Designated hitter for today's game for Thornhill. First pitch to him misses down for a ball. Warren Kember takes his lead from first. Here's the pitch from Laird. That one belted to left field. Left fielder Nolan Misa making his way back, turning a couple of times, so he'll make the catch just in front of the warning track. Warren Kember going to make his way back to first. And that is the second out here for Thornhill in the top of the 6th. But
shortstop number 10, Arjunas Paz.
Pat Orr put a pretty good charge into that one, but a little bit of wind swirling around here in Tecumseh today and knocked that one down. So shortstop Arjunas Paz going to step in now. Curveball misses up in the zone for ball 1. Paz 1 for 2 today. He singled in his first at bat. He reached on an error in his last at bat. Warren Kember the lead from first. Here's the pitch from Laird. A fastball in the outside corner for strike 1. So the count even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Laird. That one chopped just out in front of the plate. Laird off the mound. He makes the play. Makes the throw to first. And that is all for the Reds here in the top half of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Thornhill leaves 1 runner on base. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning at Bert Lacasse Park.
Thornhill in the top.
The score remains
no hits.
the Waterloo Tigers 3 and the Thornhill Reds no score. We will take a quick second here to update other action that's happening around from our CABC out-of-town scoreboard. Over at the stadium, status quo there between the Leaside Leafs and Sarnia Brigade. They're playing in the top of the 5th inning. Leaside 5, Sarnia 3. Sarnia at bat in the top of the 5th of that one. Cam Gurney leads off that inning with a walk, with Aiden George coming to the plate. It looks like we do have a pitching change for Leaside, so Noah Falkenberg done in that one. So we'll keep track of that one for you. Over at the Soulier Diamond, just over the way, after 4 complete innings of play there, it is the Etobicoke Rangers continuing to lead that game over the Ajax Spartans by a score of 12-6. So we'll keep an eye on both of those games for you as we progress here. We are going to the bottom of the 6th of our games, so those games a little bit behind where we are. I'll do my best to stick around for a little bit and give some updates. But when we're done here, like I said, this is the last game of the tournament that will be at Lacasse. So we got to pack up, head over to the stadium, and we'll have coverage there this afternoon at 2 o'clock. The matchup there yet to be determined, as there will be a draw after this round of games to see who will get the bye into the final 5. And then there will be 2 games happening, one at Cullen, one at Soulier. We'll see who the matchups are. We'll get set up, and we'll have action for you at 2 o'clock. So we hope you're enjoying the live action we've been bringing you from the stream.
Getting off the bottom of the 6th for the Waterloo
again,
Tigers.
our chat's open, so
Well,
great to see so many
19,
people coming through. We're almost up to
Ellen
300
Lisa.
views now today. So drop us a message. Let us know where you're watching from. And we hope you're enjoying the action we're bringing you here from Windsor. We're off to the bottom of the 6th inning. Left fielder Nolan Misa leads things off here for the Tigers against Reds right-hander Philip Arturi. That pitch misses down for a ball. So both bullpens look busy here right now. Looks like just a little bit of stretching going on down in the Waterloo pen, but a couple of arms working down in the Thornhill pen. That one's fouled away by Misa for a strike. So 0-2 the count. Right fielder Justin Skorupski due up second. That ball hit hard to center field. Jack Gagliardi takes a couple of steps to his right. He makes the catch. And that is the first out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Right fielder number 5, Justin Skorupski.
So 1 out now, Justin Skorupski, the batter. 0 for 2 today with a fly out to left and a strikeout. That ball chopped to third base. Shepard has to wait for the hop to come down. Throws across the diamond, and not in time as the speedy Justin Skorupski beats that throw to first. And that is an infield single
25,
with 1 out.
Arun Krishna Magaru.
So 1 out. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Varun Krish. I'm not as brave as the announcer here at Lacasse to try and pronounce his last name. So Coach Reggie told me I could just call him Varun Krish. So another trip to the mound here by Coach Nolan Revin, and that looks like it's going to be the end of the day for Philip Arturi as he exits this game. Pretty good effort from the Thornhill right-hander. Just 1 bad inning, that was it. Other than that, was in full control throughout the game. So it looks like veteran right-hander Patrick Orr going to make his way onto the mound. So we'll take a quick break while Orr takes his warm-up pitches. And we'll be right back here. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. A runner on first for Waterloo. 3-0 Tigers over the Reds right now. We'll be right back after a short break. Why take a break when you can give the people what they want, right? So we will do some updates here as I'm getting tons of messages coming through. Over at the stadium at Cullen Field, currently 2 outs right now in the top of the 5th inning for Sarnia. They have a runner on second base. The Leaside Leafs lead that game by a score of 5-3. And over at the stadium, at Soulier Field, after 4 innings there, it is the Etobicoke Rangers 12 and the Ajax Spartans 6. So it looks like Orr is all done with his warm-up pitches, so we're good to go here as Varun Krish makes his way to the plate. Runner takes off to second, throw down from the catcher. That ball squeezes through into center field, so Justin Skorupski going to stay there at second base. Good throw from the catcher, Chialtis, but Bats just unable to get a glove on the throw. Here's the pitch from Orr. Good fastball there in for a strike. I believe the count now 0-2. And doing our best here with the count and stuff. Unfortunately, the scoreboard not working at Lacasse today. That one tipped off the catcher's hand. So Chialtis going to go for a bit of a walk to make sure he's okay. So Orr comes set. Here's the pitch. Runner takes off to third. Here's the throw. They're in plenty of time, but again, the ball squeezes out of the glove of Demarius Shepard at third. And Skorupski in there safely. So runner in scoring position here for the Tigers. 1 out. Infield now in for the Reds as they try and cut down this run at the plate. A little slider in the dirt there. A good block by Dionysus Chialtis behind the plate. Great to see the number of viewers we have on the stream with us here. Thank you for spending part of your Sunday with us. That ball chopped high in the air, and that's going to stay up long enough that Skorupski able to come across the plate from third as Krish is retired at first on the RBI groundout. And that extends the Waterloo lead now to 4-0.
Catcher number 28, Brady Hall.
That ball hit to right field, and that's going to get down past Travis Batts and into right field for a single for Brady Hall.
Designated hitter number 35, Nick Farron.
So runner on first here with 2 outs. Designated hitter Nick Farron going to make his way to the plate. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout and a walk. Farron's also scored 1 of the 4 runs for the Waterloo Tigers as that pitch misses just outside for a ball. Max Deeks, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining us today. That ball in the dirt. Runner going to take off to second base. The throw from Chialtis. Not in time, though, as the base runner, Brady Hall, able to slide in safely. So another runner in scoring position here. Top of the order waits on deck with center fielder Sean Skorupski waiting there. That fastball misses up and in for a ball. And we'll try and get to some updates after this half inning again. We've been pretty much going every half inning, which I know a lot of people want to be kept in the loop with the other two games, so we'll continue to do so as that pitch finds the inside corner for a strike. Orr has his sign. Here's the pitch. And a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. So I believe the count is 1-2. Could possibly be 2-2. See after this pitch. Here's the pitch from Orr. Fastball outside corner. That is a called strike 3. Farron is down on strikes to end the bottom of the third inning. So for Waterloo's home half of the sixth inning, 1 run on 2 hits. There were no Thornhill errors, and Waterloo leaves 1 runner on base. Off we go to the top of the 7th inning. Waterloo right-hander Nathan Laird makes his way back out to the mound to try and shut this game down for the Tigers. The score, the Waterloo Tigers 4, the Thornhill Reds no score. We will have a peek and see what we got for updates here as we have a break on our out-of-town scoreboard. The bottom of the 5th inning was a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Leaside Leafs. So we go to the top of the 6th at the big stadium. The score there remains Leaside 5, the Sarnia Brigade 3. And I believe in the other game right now, still no new update there. So last update we had from there in the after 4 innings of play, it was 12-6. The Etobicoke Rangers leading over the Ajax Spartans. So again, if our game ends, we will stay online for a little bit and continue to give some updates. So feel free to stay on the stream if you wish and want to get some of those updates. If not, we'll be back at 2 o'clock. We'll either be at Soulier Field or Cullen after we will see the matchups that are going to happen in the final 5. Obviously, there's going to have to be a draw involved there. So we'll see what happens there. We'll see who's the matchups, and someone will get a bye through the final 5 into the final 3. So we are set to go here in the top of the 7th inning with catcher Dionysus Chialtis stepping in. That pitch from Laird misses up and away for ball 1. Laird has been pretty sharp so far today. No runs allowed, only 2 hits so far. So he looks to try and close down this win for the Waterloo club. That one fouled back in here to the netting for strike 1. Center fielder Jack Agliardi waits on deck, and then we're back to the top of the order with second baseman Kravis Batts. That pitch missing for a ball. So we did just get an update in from Soulier after 5 complete innings of play there. It is the Etobicoke Rangers 12, and the Ajax Spartans 7. So we'll keep tabs on that game as well for you. Here's the pitch from Laird. That one belted to right field a mile high. Right fielder Justin Skorupski looks camped under that. He'll make the catch. And that is the first out here in the top of the 7th inning for the Reds.
Center fielder number 14, Jack Gagliardi.
So 1 out. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Jack Gagliardi. 0 for 1 today with a walk and a ground out to second base. Here's the pitch from Nathan Laird. That one fouled over by Travis Batts, who stands in the on-deck circle. So the 1-strike pitch coming. Gagliardi hits that one towards left field. Looks like it was off the end of the bat, but Misa going to camp under that one. And the Thornhill Reds down to their final out in this contest.
Second baseman number 8, Travis Batts.
We're back to the top of the order with second baseman Travis Batts. Good day for Batts. 1 for 2 with a double. He was hit by a pitch. Grounded out to third base in his last at bat. First pitch incoming from Laird. Fastball in the inside corner, but just misses. Check on the swing, says no. So ball 1. Again, don't forget to stick around at the conclusion of this one. We'll keep fans apprised of the other 2 games as I have updates being sent in to me, so we will stay on the air for a little bit. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That pitch misses inside as well for ball 2. Two 2-0 the count here on Travis Batts. Left fielder Anthony Silvera waits on deck if this game is extended. Laird with his sign. Here's the pitch. That one misses down for ball 3. And next set of games coming up will be at 2 p.m. So a little bit of a gap between those games as they need to have time to complete a draw for a bye, plus set up the next 2 matchups. That pitch misses up for ball 4. So Bat's going to make his way to first. A little bit of life here for Thornhill as they get a base runner
Left fielder number 13, Anthony Silvera.
So for those asking, the next round, the way that it works, will be down to 5 teams. There will be a draw to see who receives a bye through the final 5. And the other 4 teams will be matched up based on previous matchups. So they will avoid those matchups in that round. As that ball hit towards right field, Justin Skorupski makes the call. He camps under it. And that is the ball game as Nathan Laird throws a complete game gem for the Tigers as they advance in this tournament to the final 5. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base for the Reds.
In the top of the 7th, no runs on no hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left. Here's the final line score in the game for Waterloo: 4 runs on 7 hits. They made 1 error and left 5 runners on. For Thornhill, no runs on 2 hits. They made no errors and left 8 runners on.
Oh boy.
What happened to the other two teams over there?
What's that?
What happened to those other two teams?
They're still going. I have my stream still on. I'm going to keep updating people, but Lee's side is up 5-3 over Sarnia in the bottom of the 6th, and Etobicoke is beating Ajax 12-7 in the top of the 6th. Yeah. Fuck, you might as well just win the whole thing now. Eh? Good game, you fuckers. It's on my YouTube channel if you want to go back and watch it. Where's Lairdo? Where's Laird hiding at? Fucking all the way at the other end, eh? Better make sure I'm muted here. So for those hanging around, thank you for staying on with us here. We're going to go have a quick peek at some updates and see where we're at. So we're in the bottom of the 6th, still at the stadium. Lee's side is at the plate. Right now they have one out with a runner on first. Looks like Greg Ross is still pitching in that game. So 5-3, Lee's side leads Sarnia in that one. And then over at the Soulier Diamond, they are through 6 innings of play. It is the Etobicoke Rangers leading that game 12-7 over the Ajax Spartans. So again, we're going to hang around for a bit. We'll make sure we get both of those games in the books Then we're going to pack up our stuff and head over to the Micmac Sports Complex. And then we'll see what happens with the draw, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned. We'll get you final scores from these two games here in a few minutes. So we're going to go back through here and check for updates in these two games. See where we're at now. So through 6 innings of play, they're just going into the top of the 7th inning at the big stadium. It is the Leaside Leafs 5 and the Sarnia Brigade 3. Carter Arts coming to bat there. So that will be the last kicks for Sarnia in that game. The last update that we received over from the Soulier Diamond, after 6 innings of play there, it is the Etobicoke Rangers 12 and the Ajax Spartans 7. So both games kind of winding down here again. We'll stick around until we get 2 final scores. We'll update our site before we leave, and then we're going to make our way over to the Micmac Sports Complex and set up there for one of 2 final 5 matchups. Again, just so everyone knows the process, there will be a draw for the bye. The Windsor Stars will not be included in that draw as they are coming off a bye into the final 5, so they will be playing in one of the 2 games. And I believe all the other teams are eligible for a bye. Except for Waterloo. As they, I believe they just had one recently. So we'll keep going with games here, get 2 final scores, and then we'll go from there. So one of our games has gone final at the stadium. It is the Leaside Leafs who remain undefeated as they defeat the Sarnia Brigade by a score of 5-3. So that is the first loss of the tournament for the Sarnia Brigade, so they are still active in this tournament. So both of those teams will advance to the final 5. The other 2 teams joining them are the Windsor Stars, who are coming off a bye, as well as the Waterloo Tigers, who were victorious in our game that we just streamed for you by a score of 4-0. So the only game we're left waiting on is the Etobicoke versus Ajax game, which was 12-7 for Etobicoke after 6 innings of play. Again, for those that may be just kind of clipping into the stream now, essentially what's going to happen is that the 5 teams that are left will qualify for a bye via a draw. I was getting fed some bad intel the last time I was on. All the teams will be eligible for the bye, with the exception of the Windsor Stars, who are coming off of a bye into the final 5. So the Windsor Stars will be playing in one of those 2 games being played at 2 o'clock. The other games, the matchups will be decided based on previous matchups in the tournament. They will avoid those. And then obviously one team is going to get a bye into the final 3. So we're going to hang out. We'll see if we get a text here for the last update. But the final score from Cullen Stadium is the Leaside Leafs 5 and the Sarnia Brigade 3, as the Leaside Leafs remain undefeated heading into the final 5. So we'll see what happens there in that last game. We'll update the website before we leave with those 2 scores. And once we get over to Cullen, we'll see what happens with the draw. We'll see what happens with the matchups we're going to have. And then we'll go from there. So we'll hang around for a couple more minutes. We'll wait for that last update. And then we're going to pack up and make our way to Micmac. Thank you to everyone for all the support on the site. Really cool to see all the comments and stuff coming through. All the people following the tournament this year. It's been a lot of fun bringing this stream. But we still got 2 games or 3 games left to go. So we're going to have lots of great action this afternoon. More than likely, because of the heat here in the Windsor area, I'm probably going to be doing the game that's at Soulier. We don't know who that matchup is, but that's probably the game that I'm going to be doing just because they have a tent there that I can keep everything under and keep it out of the heat. That's all for now. We'll keep an eye for that last update, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, we still are on the air here, but we may have to go. So I just got a text message that Ajax has come all the way back and tied that game 12-12 after 7 innings. So they are on their way to extra innings now in that game at Soulier. So I am going to pack up my stuff and head over to the park. They're not going to be able to complete a draw until this game is done anyway. So the hope for me right now is that I get my stuff packed in time. We'll get over to the park, and then we'll be able to have a peek at the draw and see what the matchups are going to be. I'm going to say right now that we are probably going to be at Soulier Field for 2 o'clock, only because they have a tent there that can keep my stuff cool throughout the course of the broadcast. And then the 6 o'clock game, I believe, regardless, is going to be at Cullen, unless there are 4 teams left, in which case there will be 2 games at 6 o'clock that are going to be at Cullen and Soulier. So right now, the last update that I'm going to throw up here, Etobicoke Rangers, Ajax Spartans, that game tied 12-12 right now. They're heading to the top of the 8th inning. I'm just quickly going back and checking here right now. Another text coming in saying the same thing. So 12-12 heading to extra innings at Soulier Field between the Ajax Spartans and the Etobicoke Rangers. I'm going to pack up my stuff. I'm going to make my way over to Micmac now. 2 o'clock game at Soulier Field is going to be our next broadcast that we're going to have up. Thank you, everyone, for joining in this morning. We hope you enjoyed our feature game that we had. Again, the final score in that one, the Waterloo Tigers punched their ticket into the Final 5 as they defeat the Thornhill Reds by a score of 4-0. We are going to keep an eye on this other game as we go. Of course, I'm going to be getting text messages from our feature game here. Winning pitcher in that one, firing a 2-hitter. His second outing of the weekend was right-hander Nathan Laird. The hard luck loser in that game was right-hander Philip Arturi. Thank you so much for joining into the broadcast. We really appreciate all the support. And we will see everyone back at 2 p.m. Soulier Diamond for our next matchup there, which is to be determined for the teams. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your morning. We'll see you this afternoon.